y'all, this is Cindy. I'm the Tireless Tangler. I want to welcome you all back to the 100 Days of Zentangle Project 2021. Thank you all so much for being with me today. Our tangles for today are going to be Seven Flower by Shalini Rajesh and Woodstock by Sayantika Ray. I have got my mouth moving today. All right, let's put these on a tile and see what we come up with. I think for today, what I would like to do is to not use a border, and I want to draw just some simple string lines across this tile. And I think I'll put about maybe 4 of them. I'm going to take my time and try to do a decent job. We're going to find out. Okay? So, not even, but that's all right. So with my ink pen, what I'm going to do is I am going to draw Seven Flower in first, and then I'm going to put my ribbon pattern behind. Okay? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this middle section, and I'm going to make my stems come from this line here. Hopefully you can see the line. All right. Okay. So Seven Flower. This is really pretty, and I want you to really slow down and take your time so that you have got nice clean pen lines, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to make sort of a petal shape at the top of this stem. And I think I'll just leave that open for now. I'm not sure how the rest of this is going to happen. And you can point it whatever direction you like. In the step out, this is pretty straight up and down, but I've got a little bit of a curve to it. It doesn't matter. It's going to work just the same, okay? Then to each side, we're going to put 2 little echo lines that are pretty thin. We're going to start up here on the edge. Keep it pretty thin, and then we're going to bring it in before it turns into the stem, okay? The next one, we're going to start even higher up here. I didn't quite mean to make it that in that far, but again, before you get to the stem, all right? So we're going to repeat that on the other side. Start in the same place. Now this one is going to look slightly different because of the curve here, but it's the same stroke. Nice and thin. All right. Then the next one we make is going to start down a little bit and go out farther. Maybe not like that, and maybe not so pointy. We're going to see what happens. And again, we're going to put our 2 little echo lines and take our time. Once again, on this side, I'm going to come out further and not so pointy. And then add my 2 little thin echo lines. And all the lines should be in here. Now this looks a little strange. I think I can live with it, which is good because I'm going to. All right, so now I think I'm going to come from here maybe not so much of a dip in the middle, but again, make it your own. Draw it the way you like. You can make your own decisions here. In order to get the optical illusion, that that flower has a cup shape. Well, I'm not getting off to a very good start here. And the order that you draw these in does not matter on this. Okay, so there's one side. Just like that. Out a little further. And two more. Now you could conceivably put more to the sides. I keep wanting to add a little bit to this side because it doesn't poke out as far. But for now, I'm going to leave it the way it is and draw in a couple of more. And where do I want those to come from? Well, I think I will have them come from right here as I did these two. Wow, I am really going off the plan here. How am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to do that? Cindy, what are you doing? Oh my goodness. Do as I say, not as I do. Do your own thing. Please, God, do your own thing. No wonder I'm not going to be happy today. Okay, so down a little further. That's kind of cool, just the halfway like that, isn't it? All right, let's see. What do we do down here? I am laughing right now. Okay, so further out. Okay, yeah, that's fine. It's cool. I'm gonna live with it. This is how it's supposed to look on top. Okay, and now maybe I can do a decent demonstration. And maybe again, maybe not. Out a little further. And add two more. Okay. Got a little farther down than I wanted to be here. A little further out. There. I think that's probably the closest one that I've drawn so far that is the way that it should look, or at least the way that it looks in the step out. So please don't use this as a model for yourselves. Hopefully y'all watched before you drew this time. God bless you. All right, so right here, I think if I do it this way, I think that will work okay. Now, if you just want to do those straight up and down, I would understand. I can't say that my results are awesome, but, maybe. Oh, further out. All right. And a little further out. Here, that turned out nicely, I think. And any way you handle it, it's a pretty thing. We're gonna have so much fun in this, embellishing and such. And there is one more step where I'll show you. I'll show you in just a minute. Oh well. Boy, watching some of the other tanglers on YouTube is really intimidating, I gotta tell you. There are some really talented people out there. I mean, I have my gifts, but let's face it. But I also gain a lot of inspiration from watching others draw. Everyone approaches the Zentangle process differently. And so I find that to be a kind of a cool aspect of it. And that it celebrates our differences is just a bonus. All right, I'm going to have to dot in some jelly roll here because I got, my line was too thin and I got too much ink in there. But that's not going to be a big deal. And, I could, I kind of like these the way they are. So in the step out, her final step is to make these downward C shapes, sort of like we did yesterday, and fill these spots. These longer spots. Now take your time in there. You don't want stray marks like I got there. And if you have curved ears like mine, then the curve of your aura lines is going to shift. Now she also puts these in the center, but doesn't go all the way up. Something like this. Maybe she goes one more, I'm not sure. But you can handle these in whatever way you like. There are lots and lots of possibilities. One thing I sort of wanted to try but was doubtful about was putting really thin radiating lines in here and really giving that some dense texture. And I really want to try it. I'm just not sure I can execute it the way that I want to. Let's do it. I am barely putting pressure on my pen so that these have some variable line weight as I go. That's kind of pretty. I kind of like that. If you've got deckled lines, that can work for you here. Okay. Now the question is, do I want to do that on the front as well? And if I do it on the front, where do I stop? Where is the point where I stop? Or do I continue these lines all the way down into the stem, which would be an interesting possibility. Simba, you are not helping me, buddy. Hey, hey, catch that squirrel. And just sort of handle it like this. And I'm getting the gaps because I'm using very little pressure on my pen, sort of just skipping across the top of it like this. And now I have given this one some texture, a little too much texture in spots, but I think that's going to work for me really well with shading. And this will work well with shading too, by putting your aura lines in that C shape, as we learned yesterday. That's going to round that area, right? I think I'm going to add another one up here. And pretend I don't see that line, because otherwise I will make it worse. So now what do I want to do? I think on this one, I want to aura this sort of heart shape. I think I'll put in several. And this will present different shading possibilities. Now on these, I will go I do not know what that's going to do to my echo lines, but I think this will work as well. Like that. Interesting. Okay, now over here, I think I'm going to do what I did down here, just in hopes that I can make things slightly better for myself. And that's just going to have to be off kilter because of the way I drew this. Not sure there's much saving this one. That's okay though. And what about up here? We'll do that. May or may not help us. I don't know. So on these two, she also had a version where she had inked these two to the side with a little sparkle in them. I think she put her sparkle a little lower down, but I think for these, I'm going to put it up here. Whoops, try not to jerk. I'm going to put it up here where these sort of bulge out. The way I've drawn this is going to be hard to do that another way. Take your time. It's just going to be a tiny little sparkle. And let's put one over here. closer in I get to where I want my sparkle, the more careful I'm going to be. Okay, so something like this, which is nice. And we could decorate this a different way. I think she has an example of doing these with slanted lines, diagonal lines pointing down. And we could do just half, or we could do the whole thing. Don't get lost, Cindy. Okay. That's interesting. What do I want to do over here? What if I perked this the way we did the orbs yesterday? Yeah. Now that's pretty. I do like that. Let's try to do this one. I do like that. Now, I think in the middle, I'm going to do one large one. Go down the middle. I may not need my jelly roll in there after all. And then I think I'll put some floating tipple up here. Remembering to take my time. Sorry about my voice. I started getting sick last night, which, you know, that's not unusual. And I don't think I'm sick. I think I'm just allergy sick. So, sorry about the raspy, deep voice. I think I want to do something. And I do like this sort of texture line for this. Yeah. All right. So for now, well, maybe not for now. I really, when I started learning this, I really wanted to put a fescue coming out. This is not on the step out. This is just me being me. I thought that was really pretty. Just a couple, maybe. Maybe this will help over here. I'm not sure that we can help, but we're going to keep attempting to help. Yeah, this one's trying to escape from the dark there. It's a mutant. It's a mutant plant. That's an 8 flower. I'm just kidding. That's a nice, elegant addition, I think. And of course, you can change direction or add more or none, whatever you want to do. I'm going to put little curly cues there. And okay, nothing wrong with that. And over here, I want bubbles coming out. There. All right. So now I'm going to draw in my Woodstock. This is a very simple ribbon pattern, this here, with lots of fun shading opportunities on it. So let's get this one done. You will like this. It's very easy. So I'm going to start by drawing a double aura, or a double line, or a parallel line, two parallel lines, I don't know. So I'm going to draw a line on my string and then double it. Take your time. Try to maintain your distance, Cindy. And so I'm going to repeat this over here, but draw behind my plant. Whatever kind of plant that happens to be. And this is why I drew the string line. It's going to help me keep this straight-ish. All right, now draw your aura line. It can go either outside or inside. Okay, so we've got some encroachment from our organic part to this. And then over here, I'm going to do the same thing. I probably should have drawn an aura, but I didn't. Take your time, Cindy. I'm not taking the time I need to make a nice, clean aura line. And I need to do that because this is one of my issues. And then I'm going to aura the edge over here. Probably can't see this. Cindy, slow down. Jelly roll, thy name is Cindy. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to square this space off, okay? And of course, I'm going to start in the middle-ish area. And then square from there out. And it's snoring dogs and gurgly bellies, and I don't know what everybody's been eating, but it's craziness. That one got too short, but we're going to work with it. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing over here. Take your time, Cindy. There, I like that one well. Snores are submitted by Simba and River. They invite you all to join in with your yawning and your breathing. All right, now in the center of each of these, I'm going to put a short line. Just like this. Okay. I'm going to try to line that up as I go, but they don't have to be perfect, which, yay, is good. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to connect the corners to the ends of these. So like this. Take your time, keep your lines nice and neat. About to create an optical illusion, which is very cool. Like this. And then same thing over here. Short line. Approximately the same place. That's more or less difficult when you've got your boxes sort of weird shapes, but we're going to do the best we can. And I'm going to show you that it's not going to matter. Whoops. I hope it's not going to matter. All right. So here's our little lines. Okay, now connect to corners. All right, Simba, get that squirrel. I do it that way because my stroke is the same over and over if I repeat it. My angles are more likely to be correct. Okay, and then we'll just have these. Okay. All right, maybe these. Hopefully the dogs don't wake up and realize there's somebody outside. We'll be hearing about it. All right, so now what I want to do is add on one side, you can pick, it doesn't matter, these straight R lines. Now, also, you can ink these if you want, but I'm choosing the R lines, or you can just simply shade, but I'm choosing these straight R lines. I think that's going to give me the 3D effect I want without overwhelming my flower pattern. right. Just take your time. Try to keep your arm relaxed, Cindy. Cindy is not being a very good girl today. She is tense. Okay. We'll thank little Miss Trouble for not joining in. Okay, now over here, I'm going to want to choose the same side. I mean, you could go for a really funky thing, but I think I'm going to like my results better if I do the same side. Isn't this tangle nice and simple and easy? Straight lines, all straight lines, which you would think would be a problem for me, and it can be. And once we add the shading, we'll be fine. River. Somebody said they thought she was cute. I'm telling you, she's not cute. She's evil. No, I'm just kidding. We like her. We like her, but she sure is ornery. River. Well, I have to fix that. And again, you can ink this side if you want. All right. Now, I like this. I like it. Before I put my pen away, I'm going to put my chop in over here. Who's out there, kids? No jiggling. It's rare I have room for this to look decent. I'm feeling very grateful today. So there you go. All right, let's do some shading. Here's my handy pencil. I'm going to start with this side of my Woodstock pattern. And lay a nice layer of graphite on that. I swear you're related to your brother by blood, Simba. Oh, sorry. Oh, and I forgot some lines over here, didn't I? Okay. All right. River, honey, I think we heard enough from you yesterday. Can't tell you how many times she interrupted me with barking yesterday. Yeah. Okay, let's blend that. River. All right. And I think I also want to do just a bit You do not have to do this. This is nowhere in the step out. This is just me being me. Okay. Let me blend this and see what I end up with. I'm not sure how that's going to translate. I have to draw out some of this stray graphite. That'll line. Oh. Nope, I'm getting that weird light thing happening. Good deal, good deal. Okay. Okay. Something like this. And then so up here, I'm going to do the same thing on the same side. Okay. We do have people messing around outside, so I'm going to try to finish here real quickly. Forgive me for the dogs barking. Saturday afternoon is not ideal to record, but gotta do what I gotta do. All right. Now, where's my handy little eraser thing? There it is. Thank you for sharing yourself with us, River. We love you. Yes, we love you too, Simba. You're the dog. You're the big dog. And of course, as always, I will play with the shading more as I progress through the editing. All right, let's clean some of the rest of this. Got too much on that. There. There. Okay. Now, for shading on the flower, you're going to want to put where your lines are converging some color there. That will help the transition from in the light to darker. Then for me, and of course you can shade how you want, for me, I'm going to attempt, and it'll depend on how I drew my lines, to create some definition. I don't know if I'll go every other one, or I don't know if I will go for every one, but I'm definitely going to try this and see how that goes. Okay, and so we've again got stray graphite. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to keep the graphite in one place. Without this getting really, really full. I don't know. This is going to be a personal choice that you guys can make. I doubt that I'm going to continue to try to do these, but I will probably go behind the central element and shade there. And definitely where these wide ones come out. And we'll try that and see what we end up with. I don't know. My tortillon is making a mess. So, okay, for now. For now. I'm thinking of maybe striping one or more of those. We'll see. And let's see, over here. This may help us and it may not. Oh, there's the bottom. Okay. Hopefully this will help us. All right. I really got to find my mono zero. Even this smaller eraser is not equipped for such small spaces. All right, I think for now, I think that's all I need on that one. This one, is fun to shade. I'm going to shade this internal element this time. The lines are really going to like the shading. Should Be shading on the outside of this, not the inside. Okay, and then these also, so we can sort of pop that center part up. So handle each one depending on how you drew and embellished it. Or don't shade at all. Or whatever you want to do. Yeah. So these are some of my ideas. Whoops, sorry. These are some of my ideas for embellishing and shading. As always, you are welcome, of course, to do your own thing. I welcome that. I welcome it. Let's see about those. Like that. That's interesting. I like this one. And I may dot in some jelly roll on that. We'll see, but time will tell. All right, guys. This is where I'm going to leave it today. This has been 7 Flower and Woodstock. Aren't these pretty? I think they're pretty. I think it's pretty. So I may add more shading behind almost certainly and that kind of thing, but this is where we're going to stop today. Thank you guys so much for your time, for sharing this hour of drawing with me, and for being the people that you are. I appreciate you. I am sending you hugs and kisses and love from Oklahoma, and I hope that this day finds you well and tomorrow will find you better. And I will see you tomorrow to check on you. All right?